Behind the podium, sir.
Back
Behind the podium.
State your full name and date of birth for me, please, sir.
Rufino Uribe Jr.,
Okay. Mr. Uribe, you are here and your date of birth?
625-1990.
You are here on a new Superior Court case where they are alleging one count of criminal damage, a Class 4 felony, and one count of criminal trespass, a Class 1 misdemeanor. You are going to have an attorney appointed to represent you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. You'll have a preliminary hearing on September 23rd at 8:30 a.m. Just so that you are aware, there was a victim impact statement in this case that I did review prior to setting the release conditions. I am releasing you to pretrial services with electronic monitoring. They will put that electronic monitor on you before you're allowed to leave the jail. I know that this is your mom's house. You are not allowed to go back there. You are not allowed to have contact with her, at least until another judge gives you permission, okay? If there is an order of protection or an order against harassment, you must comply with it. What?
It's so hard not to see my mom.
It may be hard not to see your mom, but you're scaring your mom. And your mom...
She doesn't tell me about her health.
Your mom is scared. You should not be scaring your own mom. Your mom does not want you there right now because you have some problems with your drug addiction. You cannot go back there, okay? All right. Good luck, sir. Mr. Castillo? Valerie Lopez? State your full name, date of birth for me, please, sir.
I'm Hank Bo Castillo, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Castillo, and your date of birth. Okay, Mr. Castillo, you are here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. They are alleging that you violated terms 4 and 13 of your probation. You're going to have an attorney appointed to represent you. Your next court date will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing on September 12th at 8:30 a.m. You have a bond in this case in the amount of $1,000. If you're able to post that bond, you need to make sure you make your court date, and you need to call your probation officer within 72 hours, okay? All right, good luck.
When's my next court date?
The 12th of September. Ms. Lopez? Lorena Frere? State your full name, date of birth for me, please.
Valerie Lopez.
Say your first name again.
Valerie Lopez.
Okay. Ms. Lopez, you are here on two separate matters. They are both probation violation warrants. They are alleging that you violated terms 3 and 4. Actually, they're not both probation warrants. The first one is a probation violation warrant where they allege that you violated terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. In that case, you're going to have an attorney appointed to represent you. You'll have a probation revocation arraignment hearing on September 12th at 8:30 a.m., and you're going to have a $2,500 bond. If you post that bond, you need to make sure you make your court date and that you contact your probation officer within 72 hours. In the second matter, you have a Superior Court arrest warrant for charges of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6, and false reporting to a law enforcement officer, a Class 1 misdemeanor. In that case, you are going to have an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference on September 11th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Because of the fact that you have the $2,500 bond, I'm giving you a $50 bond in this case so that you'll get credit for the time that you're in custody, okay? Any questions? All right, good luck, ma'am. Ms. Frere, Emilio Herrera. State your full name and date of birth for me, please.
Lorena Frere.
Date of birth? Okay, Ms. Frere, you are here on two separate matters. It looks like they are both Superior Court bench warrants. In the first case, they are alleging one count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, one count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You're going to have your next court date. It will be a status conference on September 12th at 8:30 a.m., and your bond was set at $500 when you fail to appear. In the next matter, it's also charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You'll have the same court dates and the same bond of $500. If you are able to post that $1,000 in bonds, you need to make sure that you make your court dates. Any questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay, good luck. Ms. Herrera, I'm sorry, Mr. Herrera, and then Jacob Chaboya.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. State your full name, date of birth for me.
Emilio Herrera.
Okay, Mr. Herrera, you're here on two separate matters. You have a justice court warrant out of the Ironwood Justice Court where they are alleging one count of driving with license suspended or revoked. That's a misdemeanor, and one count of written failure to appear. That's a Class 2 misdemeanor. You are not entitled to an attorney based on the nature of this charge. You're going to have your next court date at the Ironwood Justice Court on September 24th at 9 o'clock a.m. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance in that matter, and you need to make sure that you make that court date.
Thank you, ma'am, so much. God bless you.
You're welcome. You have another case. That's your Superior Court case where they are alleging one count of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, a Class 5 felony. In this case, based on the information that you provided to pretrial services, they determined that you are not indigent and you can afford your own attorney.
Okay.
If you believe that that is incorrect and you cannot afford an attorney, then you need to provide additional information at your next hearing as to why one should be appointed for you.
Okay.
Your next court date is going to be a status conference on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. You'll have a preliminary hearing on September 23rd at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
And you're being released on your own recognizance.
Thank you so much.
You are not allowed to have contact with the alleged victim in this case. Did you live at the location where this occurred?
No, I was actually in on Food
I just
City.
need to know if you
No,
lived there.
I wasn't.
Okay. You're not allowed to return there, okay?
Okay.
All right. Sir, you're leaving out of here on your own recognizance. But if
Okay.
you fail to appear, you're going to get a bond and you're going to get, a warrant, and you're going to get a bond.
No, I'm going
Make
to take
sure
care
you
of everything.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Chaboya, Alfred Jeffrey. State your full name, date of birth for me, please.
Jacob Matthew Chaboya.
Okay, Mr. Chaboya, you're here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant.
Uh-huh.
They are alleging that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. You're going to have an attorney appointed to represent you.
Okay.
Your next court date is a probation revocation arraignment hearing on September 12th at 8:30 a.m. Your bond in this case is $100. If you're able to post it, you need to make sure you make your court date and that you contact your probation officer within 72 hours.
Yes, what I ended up doing is I ended up filing to quash the warrant at the Superior Courthouse. I filed that document. That document actually, then they give me a court date. So I have a court date for this hearing already. That's already out there. I contacted them and they said that I already have a court date for this. Because I went into the Superior Court to quash the warrant entirely, and I wrote out and I called them and said I have a court date for this case already. So that's why I'm trying to be released. I have a job. I'm indigent. I live at the SOS lot near Cass, and I have a job. I just did orientation.
I do see that you filed the motion to quash.
Yeah. So can I please be released, Your Honor?
Give me just a second.
Okay.
Let me look. Okay. I do see that you quashed. I do appreciate that you were proactive. Let me look at the circumstances of your arrest.
Because I started a job on the 10th.
Don't talk yourself out of this. Just be quiet until I finish.
Thank you.
Okay. Based on the fact that I do see that you did in fact file a motion to quash, I'm changing that. I am going to release you OR. You need to make sure you make that court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And due to the fact that he has been seen on this warrant, it's automatically quashed, but you need to make the court date.
Thank you.
All right, then. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, bring it to you.
And Mr. Jeffrey, Timo Schmidt. And before people come in here with all these stories, do note that I've checked everything he said and it was accurate. So don't come in here making up a story thinking I'm just going to believe it. All right, Mr. Mr. Jeffrey, state your full name, date of birth for me, please.
Alfred Jeffrey Jr.
Okay, Mr. Junior, I'm gonna learn how to talk before this hearing goes. All right, Mr. Jeffrey.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
here on a Superior Court arrest warrant where they're alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. You are not indigent based on the information that you provided to pretrial services, which means that they believe you can pay for your own attorney. If you think that's incorrect, you need to provide additional information at your next hearing for why the court should appoint one for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is going to be a status conference on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. You'll have a preliminary hearing on September 23rd at 8:30 a.m. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance.
Yes.
Make sure you make that court date, okay?
I will, ma'am. I thought I was handling it because I was here not even about a month and a half ago, and I've been going to court.
Don't talk yourself out of an OR.
I know, I'm not, I'm just saying, I went to court and everything, but I thought it was for this too. I didn't know it wasn't for this.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Schmidt, Angelina Becerra. State your full name and date of birth for me, please, sir.
Schmidt.
Okay, Mr. Schmidt, you're here on 2 separate matters. It looks like you have a bench warrant through the Superior Court and a municipal court warrant. In your Superior Court bench warrant, they are alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You're going to have an attorney appointed to represent you. Your next court date will be a status conference on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. You'll have a preliminary hearing on 8:30 a.m. You're being released on your own recognizance in that matter. Make sure you make your court dates. You are not allowed to possess or consume any drugs without a valid prescription. Understood?
Yeah.
In the municipal court case, that's coming out of Surprise Municipal Court. They're alleging 1 count of DUI with drugs, liquor, or vapor. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. You are going to have your next court date at the Surprise Municipal Court on October 1st at 1:30 p.m. You're being released on your own recognizance in that as well. Make sure you make both of those cases. Understood?
Yeah.
All right, good luck, sir.
I think.
Ms. Becerra, Jordan Goodall. State your full name and date of birth for me, please, sir. Ms. Becerra, you're here on a new Superior Court case where they're alleging 1 count of shoplifting or removal of goods, a Class 4 felony. You're going to have an attorney appointed to represent you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. You'll have a preliminary hearing on September 23rd at 8:30 a.m. You're being released to pretrial services.
Thank you.
You need to contact them before you leave, and they'll give you other dates to contact them.
Thank you.
They will tell you exactly what you need to do to be successful on release.
Thank you.
Good luck, ma'am. Oh, and you are not allowed to return to the scene of that crime, okay?
That's right. Thank you.
All right, good. Mr. Goodall, Mario Cardenas. State your full name and date of birth for me, please.
Jordan Goodall, 0.
Mr. Goodall, you're here on a Justice Court warrant out of the Arrowhead Justice Court for 1 count of driving on a suspended license. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. You are not entitled to an attorney based on the nature of that charge. You're going to have your next court date at the Arrowhead Justice Court on September 24th at 2:00 p.m. You're being released on your own recognizance. You need to make sure you make that court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And then, can I ask you a question? You said driving without a license? And can you tell me where that's from or no?
It looks like it was all the way back in 2020. 2020.
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir. Mr. Cardenas, and then Kimberly Benavides. State your full name, date of birth for me, please, sir.
Mario Cardenas,
Okay, Mr. Cardenas, you're here on a municipal court warrant out of the Peoria Municipal Court. They are alleging 1 count of disorderly conduct fighting. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. You're going to have your next court date at the Peoria Municipal Court on September 24th at 9:00 a.m. You're being released on your own recognizance. Make sure you make that court date, okay?
oh, yeah, I gotta be on the paper, right, September 24th?
It's going to be on the paperwork, yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Ms. Benavides, and then Gerardo Udillo.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning. State your full name, date of birth for me, please.
Kimberly Rose Benavides.
Okay, Ms. Benavides, you are here on two separate matters. They're both out of county. You've got an out-of-county warrant out of Apache Junction Municipal Court for driving with a suspended license, that's a misdemeanor, and failure to pay fines, that's a misdemeanor as well. In that case, you're going to have your next court date at the Apache Junction Municipal Court on September 10th at 8:30 a.m. Let me see, and then you also have another warrant out of there for a probation violation.
Yeah, I already dealt with that one this morning. They just missed Apache Junction.
Okay. You're going to have an attorney appointed to represent you in that case. Your next court date there will also be on September 10th at 8:30 a.m. In that matter, they set your bond at $1,500. Due to the fact that I'm giving you the $1,500 bond in that, I'm also giving you the $50 bond on your misdemeanor so that you get credit for time that you're in custody.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And also so that they'll transport you. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Udil Alder Villa Duran?
Yes.
State your full name, date of birth for me, please.
Gerardo Trinidad Cuello Udiel.
Okay, Mr. Udil, you're here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. They are alleging that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 7 of your probation. You are going to have an attorney appointed to represent you. Your next court date will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing on September 12th at 8:30 a.m. Your bond in this case is $1,000. If you're able to post that bond, you need to make sure you make your court date and make sure that you contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Any questions, sir?
No,
All right, good luck, sir.
thank you.
Mr. Villa Duran, and then Lon Tweez, or Toos. I'm sorry if I'm messing that up. State your full name and date of birth for me, please, sir.
Olivia Duran.
Okay, Mr. Duran, you are here on a new Superior Court case where they are alleging one count of impersonating a peace officer. That's a Class 6 felony. Based on the information that you provided to pretrial services, they determined that you are not indigent, which means that you should be able to afford your own attorney. If you find that you cannot afford your own attorney, or you believe that you cannot, you need to provide additional information at your next court date as to why the court should appoint one for you. You are going to have court on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. That's a status conference. You'll have a preliminary hearing on September 23rd at 8:30 a.m. You're being released on your own recognizance. You need to make sure you make those court dates, and you are not allowed to have contact with any alleged victim in this case. Understood?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, sir.
And I have a question.
Yes.
On the paper, is it gonna tell me where the location I have to go and stuff is?
Yeah, it'll tell you that it's Superior Court, which is downtown, 175 West Madison Street. It'll be on your paperwork.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, sir. Mr. Toos and Roseanne Williams. State your full name, date of birth for me, please, sir.
Lon Thus.
Okay, was that Toos?
Yeah,
Okay.
Thus. Yeah, he's right.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting it, but you are here on a new Superior Court bench warrant. They are alleging one count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You are going to have your next court date will be a status conference on September 11th at 8:30 a.m. You'll have a preliminary hearing on September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Your bond was set in this case in the amount of $250. If you're able to post, you need to make sure you make those court dates, okay? All right. Good luck, sir.
So that means I'm not getting an R and then I go to jail?
No, you have the bond. You had an OR and you didn't show up to court.
Okay, so 50% of it or something like that?
It depends on whatever you can make arrangements with the bonding company.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? You're welcome. Miss Williams, actually, and then Lamarian Luster. State your full name, date of birth, please.
Roseanne Williams. My birthday.
Okay, Ms. Williams, you are here on a Superior Court arrest warrant where they are alleging one count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, one count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You're going to have your next court date on September 11th at 8:30 a.m. You'll have a preliminary hearing on September 13th at 8:30 a.m., and your bond was set in the amount of $500. If you're able to post that bond, you need to make sure you make your court dates as well. Any questions?
So if I can't pay, post bond, I have to stay here till, in jail until then?
Correct.
Okay. All right, then, yeah, no, I'm good, thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr.